Alright, so welcome to AIC Off-Road. Today I'm going to start my next project. This one I've been meaning to do for a year and a half and just now getting around to it. When I installed my Metal Cloak lift, I'd had quite a bit of experience working on suspension, but mainly independent suspension and mainly just replacing parts. And even when I lifted my Jeep Patriot, that was just putting a spacer on top of the lift, or excuse me, on top of the suspension, and there was no real suspension modification. Well, with my Cherokee, installing the Metal Cloak lift, it comes with adjustable control arms, adjustable track bar, and so I did not adjust things correctly. And the main thing that has affected, well, it's affected handling, and it's affected a number of things. But one thing that I've noticed is here, if I measure from the tire to the side of the fender, I have 3 inches of gap there. And if I come around to the other side and measure in roughly the same spot, I have almost 4 inches of gap there, which is telling me that my adjustable control arms are not adjusted correctly. So I'm going to be installing, or excuse me, taking everything apart and then going through and remeasuring those control arms. The other thing I need to do, I have them here, is I'm going to be installing new bump stops. Up here on the spring tower, this bump stop, somebody just cut it off. So I'm actually going to have to be getting the spring off, drilling out the bolt that's cut off in there, and then hopefully these will just screw right in. These are OEM, or I shouldn't say OEM, but they're, stock bump stops, because I'm allowing too much up travel and it's causing me issues. So hopefully by putting these in, it'll limit some of that up travel that I have and cause me less problems. So that's what my project's going to be now, and hopefully I'll get it done. This is a good one for me to do. It won't cost me any money, but it'll definitely have a big effect on handling, on tire wear, on basically everything. So I'm looking forward to getting this done. I'll give you updates as I get along. Now, I've moved from where I was at previously because where I was at wasn't very level. I wasn't sitting right on the jack stand, so I moved. But I just want to show the spring, the dual rate spring of the Metal Cloak lift kit. That first part that's still kind of close together, I'm at full drop. There's nothing supporting my axle at this point. I'm actually going to jack it up just a little bit here in just a moment, so it is supported by my axle stands. But I just want to show this real quick. The one great thing about the dual rate springs is that small coil up at the top is not part of your normal ride height. But when you're flexing it, you're at full flex, your springs stay seated, so you don't have to worry about it coming off. I saw on a forum post, I'm trying to remember which forum, I don't remember, I apologize, somebody was talking about how they did a lift and their springs were coming unseated. And a number of people recommend to them the Metal Cloak springs for this exact reason. Even though I'm at a full drop on this, my spring is still very seated and I'm in no danger of it coming off. Now, part of the problem of this is I need to get the spring off so I can do the bump stop. But because it's at full drop, I'm still going to have to pull out my spring compressors and compress the spring down so I can get it off, which is going to be a pain. But when you're off-roading, this is what you want. When you're working on it, this isn't necessarily what you want. But anyways, just want to show this real quick while I had it at full drop before I start taking the spring off. Alright, so I'm going to finish up this video with just a quick update of where I'm at so far. It is nighttime, it is dark, and that's one of the reasons why I'm stopping tonight. But I was able to get almost as far as I wanted to go on this today. I got the spring off. I got the new bump stop installed. Now, one reason why I'm installing this bump stop is you come in here and look at my exhaust. The drive shaft's actually rubbing against the exhaust. It's going to put a hole in it real quick. Well, I just had this exhaust installed recently, so it was used, but it has no holes or anything in it, so it was inexpensive, so I don't want to ruin it if I can avoid it. And then I haven't adjusted the control arms yet, but I wasn't expecting to get to that today anyways. If I come around to this side, this is the reason why I didn't get as far as I wanted to today. As you can see, no bump stop installed. I actually broke 2 drill bits trying to drill up into the bolt that's still in there that they sawed off, and I don't know why they broke. Well, I know why. The one seemed like it wasn't a very straight drill bit, and so I think that's why it broke. And the other one, maybe I was just pushing too hard. So that's obviously not installed yet, so I need to come back. I had to go to Harbor Freight to buy new drill bits for a specific size so that I can drill those out and use my kit to extract them. Get that installed, and then I'll put the spring, then I'll do the control arms, then I'll put the springs back in. That's another thing, is those springs, you have to compress them so far that it takes forever to get them off. Excuse the oil spots, that's actually from my other car. It just started leaking like last week and I haven't had a chance. The other thing I noticed is my track bar is bent, and I don't know how long it's been bent like that. I don't do anything too crazy. I don't know what I hit. You can see I don't see obvious smack marks on my drive shaft of hitting something, or not my drive shaft, my axle of hitting something, so I'm not quite sure why my tie rod is bent, so I'm going to have to look into replacing that here as well. So, which is annoying, but I was going to have to do an alignment anyways, so whatever. So that's my update for this part of it. It's obviously nighttime now, so I'm done for today. Tomorrow, Sunday, I don't work on my vehicles on Sunday if I can avoid it. And then Monday starts up again, and I know I'm not going to have a lot of time this next week. I have a lot of stuff going on, so it'll just be here or there as I'm able to get in and do the work. So I'll probably do maybe one video at the end, and maybe when I actually get to doing the control arms, I'll show how I measure those. And then somebody will get into the comments and tell me how I'm doing it wrong, and they'll post it on the forums, and somebody there will tell me how I'm doing it wrong and how I'm an idiot, and you know, pretty standard stuff. Yeah, I didn't get as far, like I said, as I wanted to today. I'm not totally unhappy with the progress. These Metal Cloak springs are just really long, and there's not a real good place to grab onto them, and so I just have to really crank these guys down a ton to get it to go together. So hoping that it goes a little bit quicker this next week when I get a chance to start working on it again. If you have any questions, comments, feel free to comment in the comment section below, and I'll be happy to answer those. And have a great day.